This is KGW News at noon.
Hello, I'm Drew Carney, and we start today's newscast with breaking news out of Northeast Portland. Someone stole a van with a child inside from Providence Portland Medical Center. We have Devin Haskins there for us right now. Devin, we should start with the fact that authorities say that child is okay.
Yeah, scary situation this morning, I'm sure, for that little girl. She is safe, as you said. She has been found. The man who stole the van with her inside was just actually walking out of the hospital when he saw the van running, hopped in and took off. Now, this all happened just before 8 o'clock this morning here at the Providence Portland Medical Center. Police say the parents of that little girl had shown up because one of them wasn't feeling well. In the seconds it took to get out of the van, get a wheelchair for transport, that's when that van was stolen. 26-year-old, police say 26-year-old Colton Suckow had just left the hospital on a police officer's hold. Security had called him a cab. Now here's where his next move helped police track him down. Security gave them the original location where that cab was to take him. They tracked down Suckow about 4 miles south of here at Southeast 54th and Mitchell. That's where they found him out of the van and arrested him. Again, that little girl found safe, reunited with family. I talked with someone that lives nearby and watched as police arrested him.
I saw the cops pull up, young guy or short guy run over there behind the garbage can, and they kind of just piled up on him, and then they drug him out.
Yeah, and the homeowner that actually lives outside of those garbage cans there said they had taken their dog for a walk. 15 minutes later, came back and saw the police and had no idea what happened. Again, that little girl's safe. Suckow, on the other hand, most likely facing charges of unauthorized use of a vehicle, and as well as kidnapping in the second degree. We'll have more information on this, any charges that they bring against them on our website, kgw.com. Drew?
All right, Devin, we appreciate that update from Northeast Portland, and we actually have a second kidnapping to tell our viewers about this afternoon. This one happened last night at an apartment complex in Tigard. Investigators say a 7-year-old boy was playing outside when a man grabbed him and took him inside one of those apartments. The boy's mother, though, and some other neighbors managed to get inside by kicking the door down. That's when the suspect ran out the back door. At first, he took the boy with him, but he wound up letting him go. The suspect was eventually caught, and he's in the Washington County Jail facing kidnapping charges. Now let's get to the latest on the war in Ukraine. President Joe Biden was asked by a reporter if he thought Russian President Vladimir Putin is a war criminal. Here's how the president responded.
Did you ask me whether I would call
Putin a war criminal, sir? Are you ready to call him a war criminal?
I think he is a war criminal.
Will you be meeting with him?
Earlier today, the president met virtually with Ireland's prime minister. During that meeting, President Biden described what Putin and the Russian troops are doing to Ukraine as inhumane. Meanwhile, a local fundraiser is underway to help feed people in Ukraine. A Vancouver man started the fundraiser to help his uncle Andriy, who lives in Ukraine and has been providing bread to people there in need. With help from the money raised here, Andriy and a team of volunteers have been giving out bread and soup to thousands of people.
Front line is 10 kilometers from us, so it's very close. When we're sitting at home, our windows are shaken from explosions. But like 10-15 kilometers from here, some villages are flattened completely.
That was Andriy. He's also stockpiling supplies, he told us, in case things get even worse there. So far, the fundraiser to help his bread-making efforts has raised over $100,000. A lot of people are wondering how to talk to their kids about what's happening in Ukraine. Definitely not an easy subject to tackle, but Christine Pitawanich got a few tips from some local educators.
The images we're seeing out of Ukraine are heart-wrenching. Families pulled apart and communities destroyed by war.
Kids, no doubt, hear us talking about it, but it can be hard to find a way to explain it to them in an age-appropriate way. So we got owner and director of Woodward Montessori, Elizabeth Epping, to weigh in.
They hear everything, they even more things that we don't feel like they're hearing, they hear it. And so it's best to, talk about it right away so that they know.
Epping says she explained the situation in a way kids would understand.
I took out the big globe and I showed them, here's Portland. And then we went and found where Russia was. And I said, look how big Russia is. And then I'm like, Ukraine, I showed them where Ukraine was.
Epping described Russia as a bully.
The bully Russia is trying to take the Ukrainians' homes. So they need our help, don't they? You know, I said, you know, the Ukraine, they used their words. They told them no, that the Russia wanted their land.
She spearheaded a fundraiser, specifically a hopathon to help people in Ukraine, and explained to her students that the best way to handle a bully if they don't stop is to try to get away.
We're raising funds for the people that want to get away, for them to have money to go to a safe place.
Salem Kaiser school psychologist Mary Sperling says there are a number of things parents can do.
First of all, I would let children's questions tell you what they need to know. So they may be concerned about things that are different than the things that you're concerned about.
Sperling says, especially for younger kids, avoid unnecessary or frightening details and focus on giving simple information and reassurance.
And make sure to clarify any misconceptions or misinformation, because sometimes children will kind of fill in the details they don't know with very scary things.
Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.
We want to let you know we do have an entire section dedicated to Ukraine on our website, KGW.com. In fact, if you text the word Ukraine to that number on the screen, 503-226-5088, we'll send you a link to that section, or you can simply go to KGW.com/Ukraine. You can find all the latest on what's happening there, and there's also information about local fundraisers. Well, the wait is over. March Madness officially underway today, and a lot of the games are happening right here as we speak in Portland at the Moda Center. Because of all the visitors coming to Portland with March Madness, the city has been busy trying to put its best foot forward. In fact, more than 1,200 pounds of garbage was removed from Portland streets thanks to a team of volunteers from the nonprofit Solve. The city asked the nonprofit to focus its cleanup efforts on high traffic areas of the city. We spoke with Solve's CEO. He says the cleanup is actually getting better around town, but he says it's going to take even more efforts to really turn the situation around.
You know, there's a lot of Band-Aids put on things, but really getting to the root cause of what's going on and making sure that people have shelter. Honestly, that's what we need to do. We need everyone talking about what that looks like.
Some of our colleagues here at KGW were part of that 145-person effort yesterday, helping to clean up areas around the city. You can actually join us the next time we team up with Solve. You can find more information at KGW.com. Chris McGinnis, we have visitors in the city. What kind of weather can those visitors expect here today?
Well, why not? I mean, it's still winter time after all, so let's give them a little bit of Portland's finest, right? Rain. We've got some showers in the forecast, unfortunately, for anyone living it up down at the Moda Center, or for anyone with the St. Patrick's Day festivities. Take your rain gear. You'll need it eventually. All right, radar right now showing some green on the map. I just stepped outside like literally 2 minutes ago. This stuff is not actually reaching the ground in Portland just yet, but the air definitely, you can feel it getting a little more moist out there. So it will be raining soon here. We have had some showers along the North Oregon coast, and we'll switch gears real quick. I'll take you to Newport. Looks just a little wet there on our live camera from Yaquina Bay as well. Breeze not all that strong, but certainly a slate gray sky there and a slate gray sky over the Moda Center, where basketball is ongoing right now. I don't see any raindrops on I-5 just yet, but I imagine that's going to change here pretty soon. Last check at PDX, we've climbed up to 47 degrees, east wind at 7 though, and the dew point coming up. So as we mentioned, the air moistening up a bit, and that's going to make things feel kind of damp. And temperature-wise, I don't think we go very far today. Futurecast has us basically climbing another maybe 6-7 degrees tops. That might be optimistic given the rain is now starting to move in. 55 though for Salem, about 53 or so in Portland and across eastern Oregon after a cold start. Baker City probably gets into the upper 40s. All right, what do you want to know about? We've got rain tonight. I actually have a decent looking day tomorrow, and then spring in my 7-day forecast. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, we'll have more from you here in 5 minutes to be exact. But before we go to break, we want to give our viewers an update on Highway 101 near the Oregon coast. One lane of 101 was shut, or pardon me, one lane is back open because the entire roadway was shut down after a landslide on Tuesday. This happened just north of Rockaway Beach. So again, one lane back open there. Cars at this point are being guided through that single open lane until the repairs are finished, and we're told the repairs could actually take weeks. So be on the lookout for that if you're driving along Highway 101 on that stretch of the Oregon coast.